Hello again there, YouTube. I am doing another Bible review on the ESV. Well, I'm sorry. I'm doing it on the ESV Heirloom Wide Margin Reference Bible from Crossway. This is the Heirloom edition, so it is the deep, they call it a deep brown goat skin. And right off the bat, this is my primary Bible. So I use this Bible every day. I preach from this Bible, I teach from this Bible, I study in this Bible. I love this Bible. It is fantastic. I'll tell you about all the things that I love about it, and I may go over, there may be one or two things that I would change or do different with this Bible if I had the power to do that, and I don't. So what I want to do is I want to look at this one also. This Bible here is just the trutone. It's the exact same text block as the Heirloom, but this one is the trutone edition. So let's look at, I guess this would be more of a comparison. So let's look at the trutone. If you're not interested in the trutone, just fast forward a couple minutes and we'll be to the one you want to look at. All right, so this is the spine on the trutone. Trutone is awesome. The trutone is awesome. Really is great. It's this brown color. I got a weird glare. Sorry about that. It's this trutone leather-looking deal. I don't know if you're familiar with the trutone. You know how it feels. It feels nice, and it's perimeter stitched. The inside is a paste down. Now, where this Bible is really, really good, let me show you this 2011 edition. I like the 2011 ESV over the 2016. Printed in China, and you look at printed in China and you're thinking, man, that's no good. I don't like China printings. This one's good. Rebind it. Buy it and rebind it. It's good. This one lays very flat, right in Genesis 1. Lays very flat. So that's good about this trutone edition. And the paper is good. It is a good paper. In fact, it's better than the Heirloom edition. The one thing that the Heirloom edition has over this text here, the trutone, is that, and it's not going to show up in the camera, but, well, maybe let's try. But the print is lighter in the trutone edition. So in the trutone, let's see if I can get it to show up. I don't know how people do these videos. Let me flip it. I don't know how people do these videos with one hand. All right. You can't really tell, but perhaps you can a little bit. But this one here is the Heirloom. The print on this one is darker than the trutone. All right, what else about the trutone? It lays flatter. It just lays flatter. Red letter edition. The trutone's this one here is the red letter edition. What's the ghosting like? So let's see. I highlighted right here. We'll flip the page. What does it look like on the other side? You can see Pigma Micron 005. That's what that is. Black. See it a little bit. It's, of course, the camera makes it come through. With the naked eye, it doesn't. You can't tell. So got some other writings and highlights in here. I mess with it comes with one ribbon, one brown ribbon. Okay, so I've circled and written in the trutone edition. Red, these are all 005 Pigma microns. This is red. This is a highlighter. Just disregard the note. I just kind of scribble in this one. This one's just kind of it's just kind of like a workbook for me. I'll use it and just scribble stuff in here just as I'm writing through sermons. Here's the back side of the page. Comes through with the red. I mean, with the naked eye, it's just barely there. Camera really picks it up, but it is not distracting at all. And it lays, like I said, again, it lays very flat. So this one lays very flat. It's easier to get into the margins in this trutone edition. Don't know how long this will last. I've had it 6 months, perhaps. Not one single problem at all. Great Bible. Okay. You tuned in for this one probably. The Heirloom. This thing, the leather on this is great. Thick leather. I have R.L. Allen's, I have Cambridge, I don't have any Skylers, but this thing, the leather is great. It's when I first got it, the leather was stiffer. So I had to do one of those deals where you get it and kind of roll it like this, and then you straighten it back out. I would do that over and over on this side. I would flip it over and I would do it on the back side, and I did that over and over again, and the leather feels so great. I mean, this leather is soft, it's very limp, but yet it's very thick. It's a very thick cut of leather, so I'm not worried about this Bible at all as far as the longevity it lasting. Inside is leather. It's lined leather. It's edge lined, so the liner goes right in here to the block. It's supposed to be more durable. The paper on this thing. Well, before I get to the paper, let's do this. 2011 edition, which I like. It's by Royal Youngblood, as you can see here, printed in the Netherlands. The paper on this Bible, art gilting. The paper on the Bible is, I'm going to tell you, I like it. Lots of people saying don't go with this Bible. The paper is garbage. You're not going to like the paper. It's too thin. The paper is thin. The paper reminds me of a Pit Minion. It has that smoothness of a Pit Minion. I have no doubt that this paper is going to last a long time. I've not had any problems with it snagging or ripping, or I've not been afraid to turn the pages too fast. You know, but say, oh, I don't want to turn the pages too fast. It's going to rip. It's fine. The paper has been great. Now, let's look at some of the ghosting. You might be concerned about ghosting. Let's look at Isaiah 24. Ghosting's always going to look worse on camera than it does to the naked eye. I think the ghosting is fine in this one. You can see, you know, through here, but with the line matching, it's not distracting at all. Again, I read this from the pulpit. I preach from this. I study from this one. The ghosting on this Bible is great. The reading on this Bible, reading this one is great. I like it. I like it a lot. How does it handle to highlighters and pens? Here's a verse that I highlighted. All the highlights that you see here is a Z-Brite, the black Z-Brite highlighters, yellow highlighters. It has two, a chisel point on one side and a fine tip on the other side. Those are the only highlighters I use. So here's this side, and we'll flip the page, and you can't see it. You can't see it at all. It doesn't come through. So it does really great. In fact, there's a verse right there that I have highlighted. I used a really fine point to highlight that. And look here. Can't tell. Holds up great. Now let's look at a little bit of writing. The writing's a different story. I used Pigma Micron 005 on everything. Here is blue. I used a blue Pigma Micron 005. Wrote here. We'll flip the page. And you got ghosting. You for sure have ghosting with this Bible and with this paper. It doesn't bother me. Let's look at a little bit more. I got some more in here in Acts. I've discovered that red is the best. Pigma Micron 005 in red is the best. So just disregard the notes. I just wrote some sermon notes, and I guess unless you heard the sermon, this would make sense to you. So don't try to make sense of my notes here, but here it is. I've written in the margins in red, Pigma Micron 005. Notice I wrote here, circled with some blue. And then let's flip the page and look at the back side of this page. Notice the ghosting, but notice I wrote over it. Okay, so I wrote over what was on the reverse side, and maybe it looks distracting in the video, but with the naked eye, it's not distracting. So I find that the red 005s work great in this Bible. Work great. So what do I love? Well, you know, the maps are fine. You know, I use the maps occasionally. Has a concordance in the back. Concordance, it's a decent concordance. What do I like about the Bible? I like the thinness of the Bible. It's easy to carry. I can carry it in the pulpit. I can carry it with me wherever I want to go. It's fine. 4 ribbons. It's the small, thin ribbons that you'll hear a lot of people complaining about. They do not bother me at all. I borrowed from Matthew Everhart. I borrowed his little deal with these tabs right here. That's what I use. These ribbons are just they're just there. They look cool. That's all I use them for. But these deals right here, I use these all the time. These are the re-stickable tabs. So I mark my pages. I have those in all my Bibles. Thank you, Matthew Everhart, for that tip. I use it all the time. So I do like the 4 ribbons. It looks cool. Don't really use them, but it looks cool. Love the leather. The spine has the raised hubs on it. Kind of get an angle on there. They're not super large, which I don't really like super large ones, but they're there. I love them. Has ESV written all over the spine. You know, whatever. Take it or leave it. It doesn't bother me. Love the leather lined. I love how thin the pages are because it makes the Bible very, very light. Love this Bible. Love the art gilting. Love the gilt line around the edge. Notice it says goat skin here. I even like how Youngblood does the corners. It's not pleated like the Allens or Rebinds, you know. It is not pleated, but man, they cut this leather perfect. These guys put a lot of attention into the detail of this Bible, and it looks so great. And I have Allens. This one's awesome. I love this one by Crossway. What do I not like about it? Here's probably the only thing I don't like. I have tried over and over again to work this stiff hinge in. This sucker is stiff. Watch this. Let me zoom out a little bit. This thing's stiff. Oh, it's so stiff. Look at that. So it's not a big deal in the middle of the Bible, really in the Gospels either. But when you get into like Genesis 1, look at that. I have worked the mess out of this hinge. And I've had this Bible, I've had it about 6 months, 5 months. Now, it's fine. You lay it, you press on it, and it's flat. It really is flat. But it just has this slight dill, whereas this one doesn't. Whereas this one in Genesis 1, it just doesn't have that hinge. Anyway, you notice it more in person. That is the only thing that I do not like about this Bible. It's the only knock I have on this. I've read the pledge it comes with. This one says it comes with a lifetime warranty. I've never had any Crossway Bibles mess up on me that I've tried to use a warranty to replace anything. But it says it has one. So I've had a good buddy. He replaced the Bible he had for a while, and it messed up on him. They gave him a new one. So I've heard good things. Anyway, hope this helps. Have a good day. God bless.